Hi there, this is Rich Groff, Sales Conversion Specialist, coming to you from Long Beach, California, and I've just standing right inside the Hyatt Regency. Just came out of a big seminar with the BNI International Conference. Just wanted to step out and talk to you a little bit about sales conversion. And if you don't know much about sales conversion, you got to know this is important. So what are we going to talk about today? Well, I'm going to talk to you about sales process and the process of how you do your sale. Do you have a step-by-step process to make things work? You know, when you're starting off on the right foot with your sales process, you've got to know that the process that you use will actually dictate the outcome. Making one small adjustment can turn around and make things happen a lot faster, a lot better. So making your sales process click and work for you is really important. So how do you make that process work for you? Well, the first thing you got to know is that you have a process right now, whether you realize it or not. You may have never taken an idea and put down all the steps that you have in your sales process, but you do have a process. It's probably something that you've just kind of adapted to, something you've kind of learned through trial and error that has made things work for you. And sometimes it works, and sometimes it works okay, and sometimes it doesn't work the way you need it to. You need to work that through. You need to know that the process of working through that is really important. So let's talk about some of the steps. The first thing you got to know is there's a discovery step that you're going to go through. The discovery step is really important. You need to discover about that individual, whether they're a prospect, a suspect, or whether there's somebody that maybe is not even ready to talk to you. They need more information. When you know who they are and where they're coming from, and if they're a potential client, you can decide whether that's a prospect for you or maybe it's not a prospect for you. Now, here's the thing. There's enough business to go around in the world that if you are not the ideal person for that particular prospect, please give them to someone else, because if you try and work with them, and I know maybe dollars get tight and you want to work with that individual, can I do that? Well, they're probably not going to be as happy as they need to be, and they're probably not going to get what they need to be to make things happen, and you're probably not going to be satisfied yourself, so it's probably not the best thing to do. And I said a lot of probablys there, and the thing to understand here is that most times that you work outside of your gifting, it's not going to be good for you. So please, 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 make sure you have resources and people you can refer people to, that you can actually go back and forth with some of your prospects that aren't matching up really well. Now, if you choose to turn around and take on a new revenue stream, awesome, but please take the time to really learn the revenue stream. Now, if it's something that's within your realm and you just got to make a few tweaks, even better. That's the way it goes. So you start off with discovery. You're now in what I call the prospect interview. Prospect interview is hugely important. The sales interview is extremely important because when you're sitting down talking to someone, you're now interviewing them to find out what they're doing. Now, most times I talk with entrepreneurs and business people and salespeople, they don't have any problem asking a series of clarifying questions to get down to the root of what people are looking for. They kind of know whether this is this or it's that. If you're selling widgets, it's going to be a large widget, small widget. Whatever you're doing, or process or service, you're still going to be turning around asking clarifying questions to find out where that client goes. Most of us will actually do that rather well. The problem with that, though, is we're focusing on the product or service that we provide, not the solution for the client. And so if we're just talking about what fits for our stuff, that's not going to be broad scope for what the client needs. So it's much better to stay focused in on the solution or the benefit, the emotional benefit to the client. So you think about it, if somebody goes in to buy a car, a car is a car is a car, yes and no. They do have wheels, they do have steering wheels, but they have so many variables that can really work through. If you were selling cars, you would turn around and ask a series of questions. Do you want a station wagon? Do you want this? Do you want that? Do you want reclining seats? You would ask all those kinds of questions. What I'm referring to is actually going to the next level and saying, what is it supposed to do for you? So yes, it's a car, or is it? What's it supposed to do? Well, I've got 4 children, and there's my wife and myself, so I need comfortable seating for 7 people. We do a lot of traveling to Grandma and Grandpa's house. That might be the scenario, and they may need something that's going to be a shuttle for them on the road a lot, which is a way different vehicle than something that you're going to do to city commute. So you've got to know what the purpose is, because if you provide the right solution to the purpose that they're looking for, or the emotional thing that they're trying to gain here, you're going to have a happy client. And you won't undersell either, and you won't probably oversell, which is awesome. So if you fill their need, they're going to think that's absolutely brilliant, and that's exactly what they're looking for. So in your sales process, your interview is hugely important. Rather than just looking at the stuff that you provide, look for the experience that they're trying to get from you. And if you can provide the experience, which in most cases we're probably going to be able to do an exceptional job, make it happen. They will love you for it, they will be long-term clients, and they're going to enjoy every bit of the sales process. Now, once you've gotten through the sales process, there's 3 or 4 steps there. You got to know that you got to deliver the service or the goods that you've been talking about, and being straight up and honest and managing their expectations about what they're getting is really critical at that point. If you've done that effectively well and you've produced what they wanted and they walk away as a happy client, you've now got yourself what I would call a completed sale, and you've made yourself a sale, and you probably turned it into a long-term, what I would call respectful cheerleader or client. So there's lots more to work with on this sales process, but you know what? Don't get stuck in the habit of saying, I've got a good process, it works. If you want to know what works, I encourage all my, my clients to keep track of each step of the way. How many of those perfect clients for you out of 10 are you actually getting to the bottom line where they sign with you? And what I find is when people start with me, they usually start off around 3 or 4 out of 10. That's a conversion ratio. I talk to 10 ideal clients, I'm able to get 3 or 4 of them to start. And there's a few reasons for that, and I've written a nice book on that, and we talk about sales conversion a lot, and I've got a whole process for that. But you got to know the Unstoppable Sales Conversion System, and you'll see the link below here, can offer you some great solution. And people that use that system that I developed with all of my years of experience are now getting as high as 7, 8, and 9 times out of 10 that they're landing that client. So think about this. You're starting off at 3 or 4 times, and then you turn that over to 8 or 9 times. You've now doubled the amount of what I call billable income out of the same amount of information and energy that you've put into it. So you're working the same, producing the double amount. And you know what? I'm all about working hard. I'm all about doing the right thing. But I would like you to work hard and work smart at the same time, because it's just a lot more fun. And I know how hard it is sometimes to pay all the bills when you're starting off in business or you're just getting things going. So here's the thing, learn these tips, learn them well. There's going to be more videos coming up that you will want to check into. But if you don't really know what you're doing and you really are dedicated to moving your business forward, the best money that you can expend is to learn how to convert your sales faster, with less hassle, and allow you to sleep at night because you produce more income than you ever dreamed possible. That's what the Unstoppable Sales Conversion System can do for you. So please check the link. Be glad to help you with any questions. If you like what you've seen here, click like for me so I know how I'm doing. If you want more information, write it in the comments. This is good, but I would like to see more information on that, or this, or that, or I would wish if you would explain this a little bit better. I'd love to hear that because it'll help me with my future videos. So again, this is Rich Groff, all the way from, I was going to say phony, this is Rich Groff coming to you via video all the way from Long Beach, California, and the sun is just setting here on the Hyatt Regency, and I look forward to talking to you. See you again.